Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm back with one of my favorite games of all time. This is Exceed Fighting System from Level 99 Games. This is a 1v1 battler, and if you are a careful watcher of the show, you might know that I made a solo Automa for this and did a video a while back. But I'm doing a new video because, first of all, I've now updated the mod to include all of Season 5, which are the BlazBlue characters I'm using here. And additionally, I've fine-tuned the Automa to make it play better, be smarter, have more difficulty levels, all that kind of stuff. And if you like the One Stop Co-op Shop, if you like the solo variants I'll make from time to time, feel free to support us by going to our Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month. You can also check out our separate streaming channel for even more content. We also have a weekly podcast, and you can join the conversation on our Discord. So if you didn't see the previous video of Exceed, I'll go through the basics. This is a 1v1 battling game. You can buy sets of 4 characters, and my Automa mod covers Seasons 3 through 5. That includes characters from the Street Fighter video games, from the Shovel Knight video game, and now Season 5 is BlazBlue, and Season 6 is coming out soon, so I'm sure I'll get that included at some point. But your characters move around on this linear 9-space grid. By the way, I got a review copy of a single box from Level 99, but I bought $200+ of stuff afterwards, so I won't really say I need a disclaimer for this one. But yeah, you move around. Each character has a unique deck of cards, and they'll be playing cards from their hand, using them for special abilities, using them to attack each other. When you attack, it's called a strike, and you each play a card, and basically one of you might hit the other one first, or do special things to make the other person miss. And you're trying to knock your opponent's life down to 0 before they do the same to your life. Now, in this video, I'll be controlling Ragna, the Blood Edge. He's a close to mid-range fighter, and he gets life back from hitting the opponent, but he can also have effects that takes away his own life. And the Automa is going to be controlling Iron Tiger, who's just a bruiser. Likes to get in close, moves kind of slowly, but can pull you towards him, so it's tough to get away. And you can alter the difficulty of the game in my mod by changing how often the AI reads you, which means basically predicts what your attack's going to be. On standard difficulty, they do that 1/3 of the time. I'm going to change the difficulty, make it a bit tougher, and have them do it half the time. So I'll probably get destroyed in this, but we'll see how it goes. So to go through a few more basics, like I said, you have cards in your hand. Each card has a top half that is an attack you can use. All cards have 3 of the same basic stats: how far it hits, how much damage it does, power, and how quickly it activates, speed, which is going to determine who goes first when you fight. They'll also usually have some special powers too. And then each card also has in the bottom a boost, which is a separate way you can play the card like as your turn, basically, to either gain an ongoing bonus like this one, or a one-time effect like this one. So on your turn, you can move as your whole turn, and you discard as many cards as you want, giving you 1 force for each, unless they're ultra cards, which you'll see later, and that lets you either move forward or backward, that number of spaces. You can also prepare, where you just draw a card to your hand if you're running low on cards, and you always draw an additional card at the end of your turn unless you did a strike, unless you started a combat. You can also play a boost for your turn. And the cost in the red, all of these just happen to be 0, but the cost in the red is the force amount. That would be how many other cards you would have to discard to pay for it. And there's a few other actions you won't use very often, but you can also strike. And each time you strike and your attack hits, the card you use goes into your gauge area down here or over there for the Automa. And you can use gauge cards to pay for effects, especially ultra attacks will use your gauge to pay for them. But additionally, every character in Exceed has a gauge cost in the bottom left. If you take your turn to Exceed by spending that much gauge, that many cards from gauge, you go into a super powered version of yourself. Now, in most seasons of Exceed, that is a permanent state. You are permanently exceeded. But for all the characters in Season 5 BlazBlue, which I'm using here, the Exceed is like kind of a countdown timer. They're super powerful for a little while, but then after a while, they'll go back to normal mode. Now, as for the Automa, I have all the rules linked in the video description, but basically you're going to need a d6 die. You're going to determine what they do on their turn by rolling the die and comparing it to the number of cards they have. You'll also roll a die to determine whether they read your attack or not and get a bonus when they attack you. And you'll use the die for a few other things. And then there's like some priority things. But generally they're attacking with sort of random cards, boosting with sort of random cards. But they get some bonuses like reading your attack to make them still challenging. But enough of that. Let's get into the mano-a-mano combat. I'll go ahead and roll a die. On a 4, 5, 6, I'll go first. 1, 2, 3 will be them. So I'm first. But that means they start with a 6th card, and I do want to splay out their cards so I can see at a glance how many they have, because their activation is going to be based on rolling a d6 and comparing it to the number of cards. But it's my turn first. Let's see what I have. So all of my attacks have 1 or 1 to 2 range, and you count spaces away from yourself, so this would be 1 space away. That would be range 2. Currently, Iron Tiger is range 4. So none of these seem to be in range, but some of them do have abilities before the attack resolves. Like Assault lets you close 2 toward your opponent. So even though it's range 1, it's kind of like it's range 3. Similarly, Blood Scythe has 1 to 2 range, but you advance 1 towards your opponent before you play it. Dive lets you advance 3. That would actually get me within combat range. And then Block, as you can imagine, doesn't actually attack at all, but it blocks their damage and then goes to your gauge, so it's a nice one when you think they're going to do something tricky. And then I also have all these boosts at the bottom. I can retreat, I can gain bonus power, I can draw a card and regain life, but I'm not hurt yet. I think for now I'm just going to do the simple thing, and I'm going to strike on my turn, which means I won't draw a card at the end of the turn. I'm going to dive. It has only 1 range, but before the attack, I advance 3. If I move past the opponent, their attack automatically misses me. It doesn't really go off. But in this case, I'll just go 1, 2, 3, be right next to them and hit him for 5, hopefully. All right, now we go into the Automa's resolution of strike effects. And this is going to be your main difficulty determination. On normal mode, a 1 or a 2 on the d6 will mean they read me. They're going to know what my card is and play something to counter it. On a 3, 4, 5, 6, they will not do that. They'll do what's called a panic, where they just play a random card that'll sort of try to hit me. But I'm playing on a little bit harder mode, so I can lose. So I'm going to get red on a 1 through 3. But luckily they rolled a 6, so no read this time. So without a read, all they're going to do is flip 1 card at a time from their hand, and they're just looking for a card that will target where I currently am. So basically, they have no idea how fast I'm going. They have no idea that I'm going to advance 3 toward them. They just want to try to hit me at 4, because that's where I am now. So they're a little bit dumb when they get the panic. So an Assault will not work. They would move up 2 and then not hit me. Oh, but Spark Bolt, uh-oh. This does have the correct range, 3 to 8. So they don't know I'm going to move again. They're going to play this, and this cost in the upper left means they have to pay 1 card to do it. We'll just have them pay the Assault, because it's the first card available, basically. So they're striking with the Spark Bolt. I'm striking with a Dive. And there's an optional rule where you could check the rest of their hand and see if they have another Spark Bolt card, because you can play 2 of the same card for what's called an EX attack. But to keep things moving, we'll leave that out this time. So they still have the 4 cards they had left. Any cards we had resolved that they didn't end up using, in this case they did discard Assault, would get replaced with new cards from the deck, so we wouldn't have unfair advantages by knowing what cards are in their hand. All right, so now we compare speed, and whoever is faster, whoever has higher speed, their card gets resolved first. Sparkball does say +1 speed for each card in your gauge. Sadly, his gauge is empty, so he doesn't get any bonus. And by the way, if these numbers were equal, then whoever started the strike, in this case me, would win the tie. But so I am diving, I'm advancing 3. Again, if I move past, his attack misses me, and I'm going to hit him for 5 damage at range 1. 1, 2, 3, boom! And some cards like Block will have values here for armor and or guard. Armor straight up subtracts damage from the attack, so if I did a dive attack against somebody blocking, they would take 3 damage instead of 5. And then if they have any guard, you compare any damage remaining to the guard, and if it exceeds the guard, then the person is stunned, or if they get hit when they have no guard, like in the case of Sparkbolt here. Stunning meaning that they don't get to do anything. Their entire attack is canceled. So that's what happens here. I hit him for 5. He does not have 5 or more guard. So his Spark Bolt is completely canceled, never goes off, never gets a chance to try to hit me. So not a bad start, Ragna. And I have the ability to, every time I hit somebody, I gain 1 life, but I'm not hurt yet. And since I hit with the dive, it goes to my gauge to potentially exceed me later or pay for ultra attacks when they come up. That's the end of my turn, but I am staying at 4 cards because any turn you strike, you don't get to draw a card. If you do basically any other action, you get to draw a card at the end of the turn. All right, so now it's Iron Tager's turn. And I didn't show you him. When he would advance or retreat 3 or more, he only goes 2 spaces, so he's a little bit slower than average characters. And when he initiates a strike on his turn, he can spend 1 gauge to pull them 2 towards him. He doesn't have any gauge right now, so that's not an issue, but the Automa does have rules of when this happens. Basically, he'll do it if you're at range 3 or more, based on the roll he has. And he can exceed for 5. While he's exceeded, he pulls the opponent if he wants to every single turn. And then he also gets free power and guard on every attack, so he becomes a monster. But for a basic Automa activation, I'm going to roll the d6 and compare it to the number of cards in their hand, which is 4. And they got a 2. The key things to look for in how the AI activates is what range they're in. If they're in 1 to 3, they're in striking range, where they're usually going to attack. If they're in range 4 to 6, they're in moving range, where they're usually going to come closer to you. That kind of makes sense. And then you compare the die roll to the number of cards in their hand. So in this case, he was in striking range. He rolled less than his number of cards in hand, so he's going to attack me, which is what will usually happen when they're right in front of you with a bunch of cards. So first, since he initiated the strike, we would check if he's going to use his ability. He has no gauge. He doesn't really want to pull me anyway, so he's not. And now I have to pick which card I'm going to play. Grasp is a really great one when you're at range 1. It does very little damage, but it's incredibly fast, among the fastest cards in the game, and you can push or pull them 1 or 2 spaces. Push moving them away from you, pull moving them toward you, even past you. And that's pretty amazing in cases like this because, for example, if I push him 2 spaces, there's a pretty good chance, unless he reads my attack, that he's not going to play something that has 3 range. He might play something with only 1 range, and then I'll get him. I could also do Blood Scythe, although that will advance me past him, kind of trapping me in the corner. And if I hit, I get a free card to my gauge, but it comes from my discard, and I don't have anything there yet, so that'd be a waste. Assault would do a bit more damage than Grasp, and it also gives me advantage where I get the next turn. But it's also way slower and doesn't have the nice pushing thing. So yeah, I think Grasp is the clear choice here. And now I'm going to roll for Iron Tiger. Again, a 1 through 3, and he will read my attack and punish me for it. I got lucky again. So all he's looking for is things that'll hit at range 1. He doesn't know I'm going to push or pull him. He doesn't know I'm... Ah, dang it. Unfortunately, he got lucky and got one of the perfect cards to counter a Grasp, a Sweep. The reason it's perfect is that he still has 1 to 3 range. So even after I push him away from me, he'll still be in range. He hits me way harder than I hit him. He has guards, so he's not going to be stunned by my 3 damage. And he's going to make me discard a card. Get out of here, butthead. So yeah, I go first. I'm going to hit for 3. And he doesn't have any armor, so he does take the full 3 damage. And I will push him as far as I can 2 spaces into the corner. And I still can't use my ability to gain life because I haven't lost any, although that's about to change. And now he sweeps me for 6 damage again because he wasn't stunned. I didn't do more than 6 damage to stun him. And he's going to make me discard a card at random. So oof, I'm still winning by a bit, but not as much as I'd like. And I'll lose a random card, my Assault. All right, so with that, we're back to my turn. And man, I gotta say, this Blood Scythe is pretty nice. Look, it's only range 1 to 2, but I'll advance 1 before I attack, which would mean I'd go right here, and really, there's no way he's gonna get past me, right? Now, it is slow, but I have great guard, and if I hit him, I'll hit for 5 damage. I'll add the top card of my discard pile to my gauge, so I'll get that and Assault. I'll have 4 gauge. I'll be ready to exceed if I want to, and I'll finally actually gain a life because I'm hurt now. So even though I could maybe prepare to get more cards in my hand because I'm about to be pretty much empty in a second, let's go ahead and do the Blood Scythe. And he's going to roll on a 1 to 3. He reads me. There we go. So he finally knows what I'm going to do. So the big difference for a read is that the AI has full knowledge of what I'm doing. All their decisions are going to be based on what my card is, as though they kind of got in my head and predicted it. So they're going to keep on flipping cards, not just until they can theoretically hit me, but until they'll actually do more damage to me than I'll do to them. And ideally, they'll try to cancel my damage entirely. But they are in kind of a bad spot here. So Grasp would activate too quickly. They would attack me while I was still 3 away, and 1 range isn't going to do it, so that one doesn't work. Block could work, but they'd rather do damage to me than just take damage, so they're going to see their last card. Are you kidding me? Are you? See, okay, this is why a read is bad, because if they had had a Panic Strike, they just would have blocked, and I would have come in and messed with them. But this card is the perfect one for the situation. They have 4 speed. We already saw this card. They're going to go before me. 1, 2, 3. They advance past me. And Dive's nasty effect, if you move past the opponent, their attacks do not hit you. So all my beautifulness of Blood Scythe doesn't happen. Well, I should say the before effect still happens, so I'll still advance 1, but I'm not going to actually do any damage or gain any bonuses. And his dive hits me for 5 damage. I'm down to 19. And then all I'll resolve is my advance. Since I wasn't stunned, I had 6 guard. And my card's discarded because I didn't hit, but he gets dive into his gauge. And Block and Grasp, we saw him both, so he's going to get 2 fresh, new, unknown cards from his deck. That was not the turn I wanted to have. All I got left in my hand is my block. But he's only got 2 cards as well, so there's a pretty good chance he'll draw here. Let's see what happens. So he got higher than his hand size. Whenever they do that, they combine the boost action where I can play a card for its bottom effect, like this parry effect on block. But then they also get to draw 2 cards as long as they don't strike. So it's kind of like a little combined action. So let's see what their boost is. It comes from the top of their deck. Oh, there's a nasty, nasty one. Demon Cells. The plus means it's an ongoing card, a continuous boost. It's going to stay in play until the next strike. And when he attacks, or when I attack him the next time, he'll have +2 power, +2 armor, canceling 2 of my damage, +2 guard. What a nightmare. It does cost 1, so he'll lose one of his top cards. We'll just got to put that here to remind us. But then he draws 2 more cards. That's the boost plus part of the action. Again, that's an AI-specific action. There is no action for the player that lets them play a boost from their deck and also draw 2 cards. All right, well, that was a friggin' nightmare. Let's draw some cards and try to get something. So I'm going to take the prepare action. I draw 1 card, and then because I didn't strike, I draw a card at the end of my turn. What's something that, runs away? No, I just have slow cards that probably won't be strong enough to stand up to his beating he's going to give me. Or is he going to give me? Maybe he'll roll a 4+ and draw more cards. No, he's attacking. Darn it. Now, he does have the power to pull me when he starts to strike, but the way the Automa decides if they're going to do that, their activation number has to be lower than their gauge, so he did not roll lower than 2 gauge here, but also he would only do it if I'm at the range 3 or more, so he's not going to waste his gauge to pull me. He's going to try to save up and destroy me with his Exceed mode. All right, so what do I do? He's got armor. He's got +2 power. So focus is usually a great card for like kind of a nebulous situation like this. But I could also block. Now, what's the point of blocking? Block lets me spend extra cards for more armor, but focus might actually like accomplish something. So let's go ahead and focus. It stops him from pushing or pulling me, so I will stay where I am, and if I don't get stunned, I'll draw a card after the strike. I could also, by the way, do what's called a wild swing, like if I just think that I'm running out of cards too much and I don't want to play anything else, but I think I do need to have something that'll defend me against his crazy boosted attack. All right, I really hope he strikes blind here, because, okay, he does, so he might get something not so great. Although it's not like my focus is doing anything tricky like running away, so it's probably not going to make much of a difference. All right, so first card he considers is already good enough. Sledgehammer, it's got close 1 and 1 to 2 range, so he can definitely hit me with it. So we won't even look at these other two. And let's not forget, it's +2 power, so it's 6 power, 3 armor, 5 guard. But at least then this card goes away. So he's faster than me. Close is 1. Close means you move towards your opponent, but you don't go past them, whereas advance moves you toward your opponent, but you will skip over their space and go past them. So he just stays where he is. He hits me for 6 power, and then he closes 1 again for no effect. But my focus has 2 armor, so I'm only taking 4 damage, even with the boost. That's not as bad as I expected. And then I'm hitting him for 4 with my focus, but he had 1 armor from Sledgehammer and 2 armor from the boost, so I only do a single point of damage. Oh, but I did hit him, so I gain 1 life. Yay, that finally happened. So he's ahead of me by 5 life. That's rough. And then both of them are going to the gauge, but my focus said I draw 1 card if I didn't get stunned. And luckily I didn't, so here we go. All right, so it's back to my turn. Ooh, I did get a sweep, and he's really low on cards. Should I punish him for that and just go now? Yeah, you know what, I think maybe I should. So I'm going to go ahead and strike with sweep right away before he has a chance to draw back up to have more options. Because again, that means even if he reads me, he's probably going to still... Okay, he did read me. So he's only got 2 cards to look at, though, so the chance of him like finding some perfect counter to sweep, pretty dang slim. Okay, he definitely won't play Spike. This is actually an amazing card because it would have ignored my armor and guard and stunned me, but it's 2 to 3 range and I'm right next to him. Oh my gosh, and this would have been terrifying, but luckily for me, he doesn't have 4 gauge. He only has 3. So both those are invalid. We'll give him some new cards, and he's forced to wild swing against my sweep, which is what I hoped would happen. Okay, he gets another card he can't afford. When that happens, you just wild swing again. Blocking. It's actually not a terrible thing to do here. And he's going to spend as many cards as he can, which is 2 cards. Each one gives him +2 armor, so he'll have 6 armor, totally canceling my sweep. And this still goes to his gauge. And my sweep would have made him discard a card at random, but he doesn't have any cards in his hand. So I guess that didn't really matter. But I do have enough gauge now to exceed if I would like to. That's cool. Now it's Iron Tager's turn. We don't even have to roll. He doesn't have any cards, so he's just going to do the boost and then draw 2. The boost is going to give him +2 power on his next strike. I don't love that. And he's got 2 cards in his hand to go with that +2 power. Now, do I want to exceed while he's a little bit weakened? So when I exceed, I draw a card. I can close up to 1. I'm already at range 1. And then I immediately can strike. And all my attacks are +1 power while I'm exceeded. I get 2 life if I hit, but at the start of each of my turns, until my gauge runs out and I turn back to normal, I'm going to take 1 damage to myself, but then I can also choose to push him 1 away from me. Now, the problem with exceeding now is that I don't have a range 1 attack, so that's not really useful. So let's, I can't hit him with anything. I'm going to go ahead and prepare. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Oh, geez, they're both ultras, which, is not the worst thing in the world, but I kind of wanted to exceed. And that would use up all my gauge. What do these do? Carnage Scissors. Oh, I want to be far away. Attacks at range 4 and 5 do not hit you. And then you close 4 before your attack. So that's really not that great against him. That's really a long-range character ability. Ooh, but this part is good. Look, +2 power. And then I immediately push them if they're next to me, and I get to strike as well. So that could combo into, like, my Dead Spike. That might be my action next turn. Then Devoured by Darkness costs 3. If I'm exceeded, it has extra range, so it can hit at 1 to 3 range. And it has 6 speed, and if I hit, I gain 3 life, plus the life I already gain. I mean, that's amazing. But do I want to play that instead of exceeding? I don't know. By the way, that's the end of my turn. He's got 2 cards, and he rolls a 5, so he's going to play a boost. Oh, geez, reading. Name a normal attack, then strike. The opponent must strike with that card or reveal a hand without that card. So the good part is he's not going to draw 2 cards, but I do have to, do something immediately. So what you do when the AI plays this is you shuffle your hand, you reveal 1 card, and if it's a normal, they force you to play it. So here he names something, it's kind of like he named something that he didn't have. And also for this strike, he automatically is not reading. He's automatically panicking because he, named the wrong card. So I know he's probably not going to play something great. Do I do this Devoured by Darkness thing? I mean, I'm not exceeded, so I might not be faster than him, but I know that he's panicking. So I'll do 5 damage and gain 4 life back. Ah, it seems so good, and nothing else is even really in range except Carnage Scissors. So yeah, you know what? I am going to go ahead and play my Ultra here. We don't have to roll to see. He's automatically not reading. So he's looking for something at range 1. Oh, he got it. Crimson Punisher. Doesn't look too bad. Now, lucky for us, we are faster than him, and we're not going to stun him, so it's not great. So we hit him. We do have to spend 3 gauge. Bye-bye, all of our saved up power. We hit him for 5, -2 armor is 3, and he's got enough guard, so he'll still do his attack. So 3 damage, he's down to 18. But then the card gives me 3 life when I hit, and my power gives me 1 life, so I gain 4 life back. I'm back to 20, and that goes into my gauge. But now he kind of laughs at my 20 because he just hits me for 5 damage. Ooh, and he has enough to exceed now. I'm down to 15. I don't know how I feel about this. God, I forgot he had this fierce boost, so he actually does 7 damage to me. I thought I would heal so much, and I kind of did, but it wasn't enough. All right. Well, that was something. So it is back to my turn, but I still have, like, the worst options ever. But I could do my little combo that I was talking about. I could play Carnage Scissors Boost. You give +2 power to my next attack. I would immediately push him 2 and then strike, putting him right in Dead Spike's range to do 7 damage. If I hit, I would push him more. Oh, but then I would close towards him. But, you know, that's a pretty good combo. 3 range isn't the easiest for him to strike, although it's not too fast. If I hit 7 damage is amazing, and I'll heal myself again. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. All right, so we're going to do not over yet. So we've got +2 power boosting our attack. We can push him 2, and then we strike. We're going to strike with Dead Spike. Come on. And is he going to read us? Well, he's only got 1 card, so I don't really care if he does. But yes, he does. So Gigantic Tiger Driver. That's not in range, and it has a cost that he doesn't want to spend anyway, so no. He's going to Wild Swing. I'm okay with that. And it's another one. If they have a cost when you Wild Swing, you can reveal a new card. Clearly he will. A Spike. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man, thank God. We have a tied speed, but I'm the one who attacked because he would have canceled my guard and stunned me. Wow. So I am hitting for 7 damage, stunning him so his attack never goes off, and pushing him 1, and then closing 1 after him, or 2, and healing 1. So hitting him for 7, healing myself 1. So he is down to 11, and I'm at 14. That's so much better than it was. And again, I push him 1, and I can follow up 1 or 2. I feel like he has a harder time hitting at long range, so let's just stay right in the middle there. I like that turn. I liked that turn. All right, now it's his turn. He does have enough gauge to exceed, but because the BlazBlue characters only have a limited amount of time in their exceeded state, they won't try to exceed if they don't have enough cards, so he's just going to activate normally. Otherwise, if he had some more cards in his hand, he would, with the die, if he rolled an odd number, 1, 3, or 5, when he has enough gauge, he would exceed. So here, as I could have expected, he's going to boost and draw 2 more cards. Oh, what a bud. The boost is to advance up to 3. Now remember, when he advances 3 or more, he just advances 2, so yeah, he wants to be in my face, of course. And then he goes up to a hand size of 3, which is a lot more than I have. Because I got just a block. Let's prepare. Let's get 2 more cards. Basic Dive and Focus. Those aren't the worst, although they aren't anything special. Okay, we roll for him again. He does have enough cards now, so on a 1, 3, or 5, he will exceed. So he's not going to strike, which would have been the normal result when he rolled fewer than his cards at this range. Instead, he's going to exceed with his 5 cost. So for BlazBlue characters, all 5 cards go under their overdrive. At the start of each of their turns in the future, they're going to lose one of these cards, discard it. Each time they discard a card, they activate their overdrive. In this case, he can pull me 2. But now for the next 5 turns, he's going to have +1 power and +4 guard. And because he exceeded in strike, he gets another card. So he's at 4. Okay, now he's a little scary. I don't want to attack him because I'll just play into his boost from his exceed mode. I kind of wanted that to run out. So let me go ahead and draw 2 cards. Maybe I'll get something to, like, flee. Okay, I got another block. I got another Devoured by Darkness, but he has so much guard, +4 guard on top of whatever the card has, that probably won't stun him. So yeah, I think my best chance is to maybe block or dive past him to hopefully cancel his attack if he smacks at me. All right, now his turn starts. He discards 1 card from his overdrive, and he can pull me 2. And the AI, one of their tiebreakers for choices is they want the player to be closer to the edge, kind of push into a corner, and they want themselves to be closer to the center. So he will pull me 2 past him to get me over there. Now he's going to roll to see if he attacks with his 4 cards. Yep. All right. I think maybe just another focus, right? Just stand there, take it, hit him back, heal 1, draw a card, get ready to maybe exceed myself. Let's try that. Okay, now this really matters. I don't want him to read me here. And he does. Oh my gosh. So he's got +1 power, +4 guard. I've got 2 armor and 5 guard, so he wants to break through that if he can. Dive. I hate your diving. I didn't even look at anything else. I guess that would have been good for him even if he had panicked. He's going to go to advance 2, which means he went past me, so my attack cannot hit. And he's going to hit me for 6 damage with his boost from his Exceed mode. I've got 2 armor, so I'm not stunned. But I end down to 10 life. My attack misses, but I do get the draw a card effect at least still. So I don't get that to gauge, but he does. What am I going to do on my turn? I think I'm going to run away. So usually each card moves you 1, but ultras count as 2 force. So I'm going to discard 3 force to run back to the... Oh, wait, he can just pull me for, free on his turn. That's a total waste. Never mind. So instead, how about I play Spike for a boost? +1 armor, +3 guard. Make it a little bit harder for him to stun me. And I draw a card. Ooh, a Grasp. I don't know if that matters in this situation when he has so much guard. Yeah, it literally cannot break his stun. All right, he loses another overdrive. He can't pull me this time, clearly. He's stuck in a corner himself. And darn it, he's striking me again. Okay, so I have armor, I have guard. Maybe I play my dive just to hopefully do 4 damage to him. I could do Devoured by Darkness. I'll hit him for 5. I'll heal 4. That seems pretty good. Or I could just block with the boosted armor, which means I have to spend fewer cards to survive. That seems dumb. Yeah, maybe I'll just never exceed. Okay, I'll play Devoured by Darkness. Pretty much no way I'm going to stun him, but, it might do something. Let's see if he reads me. He does not. Okay, it's just a panic, so that might help. Although probably not that much. First option is Atomic Collider. That looks painful. Okay, so I'm first. I have 5, which would have been enough to stun him, but no, he's got +4 guard from being exceeded. I hate you, dude. But he doesn't have any armor, so he's taking the full 5 damage, and then I'm going to gain 4 life, 3 from this and 1 from my character. And I still have 1 armor to block him, so I won't take as much damage. So it still kind of works. He's down to 6, and I heal to 14, yes. But then he hits me for 6, he pulls 2 beforehand, that doesn't matter. Then he pulls 1 and 2 afterhand, that doesn't matter. Oh no, he's hitting me for 7 with his +1, but I have 1 armor, so 6. So I'm down to 8, but I'm above him by 2. Okay, we got this, baby, we got this. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I don't have all this gauge. I was like, oh, I can exceed. No, Mike, you spent it all to devour him. But I think it was worth it. It got me slightly ahead. So what do I do on my turn? He only has 2 cards. Even though he gets a boost, this might be the time to attack him. Dive would get him 1 away from death. I could Grasp. I could boost Grasp to get up to +2 power. And then if he attacks me, but Dive isn't fast enough. What if I attacked with a block and hoped to trick him into using one of his 2 cards to really make himself out? Or maybe I draw. Maybe I draw 2 cards and see what happens. Oh, now this is what I wanted. Look at this. It attacks quickly. Very weak, but you retreat 3 afterwards. So there's a very good chance with this card that they will totally be out of range and not be able to hit you afterwards. Of course, that's assuming that he even strikes. He is a little bit low on cards. He's getting rid of a 3rd overdrive. He's only got 2 turns left exceeded. He's only got 2 cards, so yep, he's going to play a boost and draw 2. Oh, not this one again. Jeez, man. Does use up 1 of his cards, but then he's getting 2. Although the good part about this boost is that it does not make him any faster. It doesn't give him any more range. So still, if I play my cross, I should theoretically dodge his attack and waste that whole boost. Yeah, so I like this. I'm actually going to, on my turn, play Grasp for +2 power to make my my little runaway cross even stronger. Well, should I just play it? Nah, whatever. And then I draw a card, a sweep. I could actually kill him. Ooh, a +2 power sweep is 8 damage. Even with his 2 armor, I might kill him. But anyway, it's his turn. He gets rid of an overdrive. He's exceeded. This is his last turn to be exceeded. He's got 3 cards. Is he going to attack? He is. Okay, this is it. Do I play the sweep and maybe kill him entirely? But he's got an uber-powered attack and sweep is super slow. He might break through my guard. He might play something with more armor and defend against it and not die. Do I play cross and run away? Almost guarantee he won't hit me in that case, unless if he reads me, he might play something that pulls me back or play something that chases after me. Although that's a low likelihood, right? The thing is, cross is definitely not going to kill him. He's got +2 armor, so even with my +2 power, I'm only doing 3 damage to him. But yeah, I'm going to play the safe mobile thing against the bruiser and try to run away. All right, this is pretty big. Is he going to read me or not? Because if he reads me and he has the right card, he might kill me right here. He didn't. Okay. So he has no idea I'm about to run away. Oh, he's going to play his own cross? That's fine. That's a pretty weak card. Oh, no, wait. No, God, please. No. I just realized he's the one who started the strike. 6 speed is equal to 6 speed. I don't have anything boosting my speed. Oh my god. So he's not just hitting me for 3 damage and stunning me. He's hitting me for 5 damage, and he's exceeding. He's hitting me for 6 damage. I'm down to 2 life, and then he retreats to nowhere. What are you doing, man? And all my beautiful stuff. Oh, that was painful. Oh my gosh. So I've I don't even know what to do now. Here's my thought. Maybe I try to finish him off while he's probably drawing cards. He probably won't attack me this turn. He probably might not attack me. So I'm going to boost with sweep to get +2 speed. All right, I want to go fast. I want to hit him hard. I get to draw a card, Hell's Fang. That sounds cool. Now this is huge. He loses his exceed. He can't pull me. So he doesn't have the plus power anymore. He doesn't have the guard, although if I'm trying to be fast, I guess it won't matter. Please, I kind of want him to play a boost here. I don't want him to attack me. I don't want him. Okay, he's doing what I wanted. So he's playing a boost. Oh, -2 speed. Oh, +4 armor? I can't do 10 damage. Oh, you cannot be pushed or pulled. What? That was not the boost I wanted. And he's shuffling his deck to get his second card. For regular players, if you shuffle your deck twice, then you lose the game, but not so for the AI. They can shuffle it as many times as they want. So he's at 4 cards. He's slow as heck. Like, literally, any card I play will be faster than him, but he's got ridiculous armor. Oh, well, there's no doubt about it. I'm running the heck out of here. I'm going to discard 4 fours to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope to make him follow up on me while I search for something better. Ooh, cross. Okay, cross again would be good. I mean, he wouldn't even take any damage, but at least he would get rid of that. Oh, wait, didn't I have... Yeah, I forgot. Dives boost is to discard a boost from play. So I should have played that. I'll play that next turn to get rid of his stupid Spark Bolt craziness. All right, so what's he going to do? Okay, so he rolled a 2, but he's not within the striking range of 3, or 1 to 3, I should say. So he's going to actually move up 2, and he just discards 1 card from his hand. So that's still not great. My cross is not far enough, close enough to hit him. Ooh, although my dive would take me right past him, canceling his attack. 5 damage and only do 1 with his armor, but what? Is this actually good? No. I wanted to discard. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna discard his crazy boost, and I draw a card. So he's not crazy slow anymore, but he's also not just smashing me. Okay, I got nothing that can kill him in one shot. So let's see what he does. He's actually gonna boost and draw. +3 armor. Stop doing that. Oh man, this is not good. See, I need like an attack that's going to hit him and run. He's definitely going to attack me in a second, but I know I'm fast. So let me just draw some more cards and try to get something. Ooh, Spike. Ignore armor, ignore guard. It's going to be 5 speed. That might be the winning ticket right there if he's slow enough for me. What's you going to do, Tager? What's you going to do? Okay, he did roll to attack, and he could use his pulling ability, but he didn't roll under the amount of gauge he has, so he's not going to. So he's just doing a regular 3-range attack. He's got +3 armor. I got +2 speed. And yeah, no question about it. I'm playing Spike. It'll ignore armor, ignore guard. It'll be 5 speed. If this connects, he won't be dead, but he'll only have 1 life left, and he'll be in a bad way. Really can't have him read me here. I can't have him read me. No. Oh, man, if I was playing on easier difficulty setting, that would have been a panic, so he wouldn't have read me. Okay. So he knows I'm 5 speed. Okay, his Spike. Nope. That would do nothing. He would just get stunned. Gigantic, Tager, Driver. No. It's not within range. He doesn't have enough gauge for that. Assault. Was he the one who attacked me? Yeah, he attacked me, which means he'll tie my speed. That's it. That's it, folks. Darn it. Only because he got the read. Otherwise, he would have played his own Spike and would have been done. So he closes 2 before I can attack because he wins the tie. And he attacks for 4 damage. I'm totally dead. And even if I hadn't been, I'm not in range. I would have hit here and here. So close. But yeah, if I'd been playing on a slightly easier difficulty setting, would have been key. I would have won, I think. So there you go. That was my Exceed Solo Automa, the upgraded version, including now BlazBlue compatibility. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out the files if you want to see how it works yourself. It's on Tabletop Simulator if you just want to try it out before maybe buying something. But thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.